Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and a faction review video here. So we're taking a look at the Peaky blinders because they're not part of the core rule set as far as the Chicago way goes, and so we wanted to take some time just to look at the faction here because they have a lot going on. They come with their own rule sheet and their own set of face cards as well for the initiative and special abilities. So right off the bat, we can see here Prodigal Son, so that's the leader for the force here. So we got a couple options. So first of all, 5 hits, nerve on a 2+, +1 shooting, no extra bonus in hand-to-hand as a base, but does come with pistol and shiv for free, as do a lot of the guys. We'll talk about that. But you can also take the SMG for 1,000, which certainly adds in firepower. Local hero is kind of like your elite guy, so 1 less hit, but and 1 less nerve, but a +2 on shoot, +1 to hand-to-hand built in, and +1 to driving, and his pistol and shiv for free. Then you get 2 of the you have to have at least 2 of the just regular Peaky blinders. Pretty solid overall. 4 up nerve, no bonuses out there, but 4 hits as well. You do get a maximum of 1 Lewis gun in the force, and really that thing just pumps out the damage. 400 extra for that. Then you can also go pump, action, or shotgun and shiv for 200 extra. So you can definitely bring a lot of shotties. Or just go the pistol and shiv route for free. And usually you have to have at least a certain amount of pistol armed guys in a force. You can go with your lower level hoodlums. Pretty cheap here. 3 hits. Pretty crappy nerve tests though. And actually a -1 on driving. But you got options here. You go pistol and shiv again for free. Or you can go some more long range firepower with the rifle and shiv for free. And then they have a unique sort of subclass of very, very low-level guy for 200, so it's still kind of pricey for being that low level. They only have 2 hits, still crappy nerve. They just don't shoot because they're kind of just meant to be fall guys. They could get into hand-to-hand, though, and they suck at driving. They're unarmed. And then you have your driver, of course, which is kind of unique to the game versus Dead Man's Hand, but 600 points there. Obviously a driving bonus. No other shooter hand-to-hand bonus, but does come with a pistol and shiv for free as well. So you have that. That's the basics as far as unit organization or force organization. The shiv adds a +1 to the hand-to-hand characteristic, not included in the profile. So everyone is technically actually a +1 to hand-to-hand, and your elite guy is actually +2, which is pretty formidable if you think about who that's supposed to represent from the show. Scapegoats is a pretty cool rule. So you can use stooges who act as decoys or scapegoats, well, literally. 1 stooge may be selected for every 2 other characters in the faction. The Peaky Blinders player notes on the underside of the base which characters are stooges. Even though unarmed, use armed Peaky Blinders models to cause as much mayhem and distraction as possible. The player must reveal if a character is a stooge if there's an opposing character within 10 centimeters or 4 inches of it. But so you can kind of do like a little switcheroo and kind of psych out your opponent with that. But in the meanwhile, depending on the scenario, they could still be potentially claiming objectives and stuff like that. So some really cool stuff there. Lay of the Land is a cool one. So these are like their special abilities for the force. Once per game, at the start of the turn, the Peaky Blinders players may replace any number of their initiative cards. They may decide how many and then discard those cards and then replace them from their deck without looking at the cards as normal. So just if you're looking like it's a crucial turn, you maybe you're getting some low initiative cards and you want to just get a better sequence in the turn. It's a pretty cool once per game ability. Situational, but you'll know kind of when the ideal time will be. For campaign play, we don't focus on that as much as yet, but they do count as moonshiners, and then they have the head for the hills advantage built in there. Now they come with 2 special guns for the force. The Lewis gun can do a maximum 3 shots and has a pretty long range. Again, it's in centimeters here, but basically 4 inches, 8 inches, 12 plus, and has a +1 to hit at point blank, as you might expect from an actual machine gun. Now it has a pretty cool ability too. And it's also heavy. We'll talk about that in a second. But any hit that doesn't automatically take a character out of action causes an under fire marker. So even if you just roll the regular, you caused the damage, they actually counts as the next result up, essentially. So they take a hit in a leadership test, which obviously gets progressively nastier as they acquire more damage and maybe are like lower level characters that don't have good nerves. It's also heavy, so you can only move a maximum of 2 per turn, and you do not get to react with it. If it does require a reload or fix a jam, you have to actually use 2 for it because it's just a more complicated piece of weaponry. But you probably don't want to be spending too much of the game moving with that. You want to definitely get up there, get into a good position, maybe get some cover, and then just lock down firing lanes with it, just start blasting. So Kind of like the meme there from I think it's Always Sunny, right? Anyway, I just started blasting. That's what this gun's for. Then you also have the SMG, which is a little bit shorter range as you might expect. Kind of caps out at 12 inches. Automatic fire 2, and you can't aim as you might expect. You can't really aim that, but fun ability here. Automatic fire 2. So with each shoot action, the weapon fires 1 shot at long range and 2 shots at close and point blank. So it's not essentially total. So if they're at close and or point blank, it's not like 1, 2, and 2. So it's just 2 shots total between close and blank there. The shooter may declare up to 1 shoot action at long range, 2 shoot actions at close range, and 3 shoot actions at point blank range. So you have that. So you can essentially blast away the whole turn. Now each action of shooting is dealt with separately. All shots fired as the second action suffer a -1, and then all as the third are -2. So theoretically, if you're just wailing away at somebody at point blank range, you can use all 3 shoot actions and fire 6 total shots at them, which is obviously better than the normal like maximum of 3 you get with other weapons. So just by sheer weight of or volume of fire, you really should just increase your chances of dropping somebody. So this can be especially deadly. And opposing players need to be aware of SMG models like the Tommy gun and stuff, because if your character already has a couple damage on them, and an SMG person is able to get like most of their turn at point blank against you, they just have to just roll. And obviously they don't want to or hope to not have a jam. You do increase that with more dice thrown, but I mean just the odds of just rolling more hits. You don't even have to like get the 1 shots against people. You're just going to roll more hits. But you can even potentially just take a roll up to an enemy who's clean and doesn't have damage on him and just wail away and put him in some serious bad spots. So overall, really good stuff for the blinders. Now let's take a look at their cards. I was hoping we'd have a card with that, and of course it is. So by order of the Peaky blinders is your Jack card. So play at any time for the rest of the turn. All Peaky blinders get another +1 to their hand-to-hand. They all basically have the built-in +1 if you have the Shiv characteristic, so it's +2, and your elite guy can actually get a +3 in hand-to-hand, which is just nasty. Trust only kin. Play at any time. Swap 1 friendly model's position for another. Oof, that's ridiculous too. If one of your guys is about to go down, especially like the leader or the elite guy, swap them with a stooge. Who cares? That's really cool stuff. Or if you're getting, maybe you've cleared out a whole area with your SMG guy, and it's just going to take forever to walk across the board to get to more action, you can swap him out because he's obviously not going to be good at long range. So just really cool tricks you can do with that card. In the black, Midwinter. So play when a character is put out of action. Draw a card from your deck. If it's an even number, queens and aces count as even, the model ends the turn with 3 under fire markers. If not, the character is removed as normal. So obviously, lower level guys won't really benefit from this. The guys that have like only 3 hits that they can take, but this is more like a chance to potentially save your high end guys. So, and some of your regular Peaky blinders too, because they have 4 hits they can take. But I would really more position that as saving your elite guys if they're going out. And then finally, the red right hand. Play when a character firing a pistol declares their actions for the turn. Each shooting action result may be re-rolled once. So that is also super potent. So it gives you a reason to maybe not go SMG with the leader, because he's also pretty good. But think of this as reserved for the elite guy, maybe. With his built-in +2 to shooting, so also getting a reroll on top of that for the whole turn if you're point blank against somebody or just in decent range, or even hell long range for the pistol. 3 shots, but taking the reload to increase your chances there with the +2. So that's pretty good. So really strong cards for the blinders here. So definitely looking forward to seeing this for the faction guys. Let us know if you've played them and your thoughts and how they've played in your games of the Chicago Way so far. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.